They don't even understand that you can sit down and expect between a certain time window of a beginning and an ending, there will be a trade form between this time and that time. It will absolutely form. My model will be in that 60 minutes. It's absolutely going to be there, and I'm here for it. I'm showing up the work. Here it is. I'm here. I'm not trying to fail. And you're learning how to do that for free. And you're seeing your brothers and sisters in this community making bank, real money, not demo dollars. And they all learned from me, the demo baller. They learned and saw the examples I showed through the medium of a demo. Because if I teach you through a demo, number one, I'm protected. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. And the people that did the math on this and figured out, well, you know, if this stuff works in a demo and I can get good at it consistently with a demo, there might be a day where I wake up and say, let me try it with real money. And you did that on your own. And all the success is yours. Equally so, on the other side of that coin, if you do it prematurely and you lose money, you eat that. And some of you aren't prepared for that responsibility. You want to be able to hold on to that. Well, I'm going to blame that guy. I'm going to blame that book. That video series he didn't teach me that part and I lost and it's his fault. That's bullshit. That's somebody that's not equipped to do this because you're going to lose money. You're going to absolutely, guaranteed, no matter what you trade with, you're going to lose money. Nobody does it 100%. And you have to be prepared for that. Or welcome and invite failure. Don't rush to get through that funded combine challenge. Okay. It's literally laughable. And I keep reminding my son, look, these things that you try to do, they're not working for you because you're trying to push too hard. You're not listening. In the time that you're trying to save, you're compounding it and you're increasing more of it. You're making it farther ahead of you and a longer distance to between where you are right now and where you want to be by doing stupid things that I've already told you not to do. But lessons like that sometimes, they have to really hurt. They have to hurt enough to know that this isn't doing it for me. And just because he's my son, and just because Cody, my oldest son, was, birthed from me, does not give them an advantage. We're all humans, and we're all going to do things impulsively. And you have to make sure that you're not doing things. And the market just opened up. I'm looking at it now. If you're looking at live, E-mini S&P and E-mini NASDAQ, I have my chart up in front of me. The little inversion fair value gap that I had noted. Give me a second here, make sure I give you the time. On a 5-minute chart of NQ, it is the 2:15 p.m. yesterday, July 20th, 2:15 p.m. on a 5-minute chart. I'm watching to see if that offers any kind of support. We already cleared that buy side, by the way. So that was kind of neat. I'm going to see how we trade now that we're open. I don't have a bias yet, but I'll talk a couple more minutes. Always longer than he says. But so in summary, the way you avoid failing is you filter what goes into your mind. If you are constantly feeding yourself Instagram garbage, image things, you're never going to be satisfied with your progress when your progress is more than ample. If you weren't comparing it with everything else around me, anyone else that shows you materialistic stuff, you're never going to appreciate the growth that you're going through. How guilty are you in that? When you think about it like that, it's silly that you waste so much time worshiping these people. I don't encourage you to do it with me. In fact, I hate it. But all these guys out there want to be called the GOAT. They all want to be looked up to. I want to be like you. I want to drive the cars that you have. I want to have friends ride around your boat that you don't really have a relationship with. Sorry, Pat, I had to throw that in there. The point is this. You can get caught up in all that kind of stuff. Okay, you can get all caught up in image things, and none of that's going to increase your bottom line. But you know what it will do? It'll prevent your bottom line from growing. And I'll say it again. All that image stuff, all that social media pomp and clout, that measuring up stuff, absolutely does nothing for taxable income. Doesn't do anything but make it harder to obtain, because you're chasing image, you're pursuing image. There was a soda commercial years ago. Image is nothing, obey your thirst. That's actually a really good slogan for right now. Image is nothing, obey your thirst. What's your thirst? Success. You want to be able to get out of that cubicle. You don't want to be in that mundane job. You don't want to be doing those jobs, plural, for some of you. You want a better life. You want a better life for your kids, your family tree. None of that will happen by looking at people on social media. You're chasing an image with people that don't even know how to manage their money correctly. Spending frivolously on dumb stuff instead of securing passive income, securing generational wealth, all the while not gambling, all the while building an empire quietly, drawing no special attention to yourself. That's the way you do it. And I'm going to go back to that type of lifestyle in November. So you can do all your polls and question what's the odds of this guy I'm not going to be on Twitter in November. I'm not. There isn't going to be a future mentorship. I'm not opening up mentorship later on. I'm not going to have to come back and pick up more money because I'm broke. I'm not going to be broke. I don't ever need to trade ever again, folks. I want you to understand this. For the people that constantly say this shit, I've never seen anybody that's so rich that they can't trade anymore. They don't need to trade anymore. I'm fucking loaded. I don't need to take a trade ever again. I don't need to do it. That's the definition of being rich. I don't need to. That's what I want you to have. I don't need to go to work. I don't need to worry about bills. I don't need to worry about if I'm going to get fired. I don't need to worry about making medical payments on insurance because it's too fucking high and it's all a fraud, scam, Obamacare bullshit. All these pressures that everybody has. I don't want you to have any of that stuff. If you just listen to me and take the time to investigate everything, it's there in the chart. It's always there. It's not morphing into something hiding from you. It's there. But you have something else in front of you that's distracting you. Image, fear, greed. What's your thirst? Image is nothing. Obey your thirst. The thirst is independence. Financially independent. So we had a little bit of a reaction off that inversion fair value gap at 215. 5-minute chart on NASDAQ. That Fvg, that little blue fair value gap I highlighted on the chart I sent this morning on Twitter. I think that's 12:20 p.m. yesterday at July 20th on a 5-minute chart. I'm watching to see if we can reach up into that. If we go back below the inversion fair value gap, then my attention would go to 15,580. And if we accelerate through that, then I would be interested in the sell side that I mentioned on the chart that I shared. But other than that, still no bias. But the point in this discussion was to just remind you that you're human, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to do things incorrectly, and it's normal to do that in the beginning. But minor setbacks, growing pains, stop losses that get hit, and you result in a monetary loss, whether it be demo or your combine or your funded account taking a hit. That's all normal. There's nothing to be afraid of. That's something more than it is. It's a simple tax. It's all it is. You are going to be taxed, period. You can't escape it. You're going to have losses. You're going to have losing trades. You're going to miss opportunities, and you're going to have real shit happen in the real world. And when it does, it fucks you up in your head, and you should not be trading. Period. I'm practicing what I preach. I know my tendencies is very much about replacing an uncomfortable state of mind. And many times I'm in an uncomfortable state of mind every single day. My mood swings are violent sometimes, and they have been extremely violent. I can't change it. I can't bring her back. And the closest thing I can do is to get two more to spend more time loving and caring for and inviting into our family. A pet to me is a family member. Waking up and you don't see that part of your family anymore, and you expect to. It hurts. And that hurt, that pain, it's with me all day long. So it's inviting me to go in to do things that would make me feel better. And when I had to get off of social media yesterday because I saw all these fucking asshats out there talking stupid shit, trying to get attention because they mentioned my name. That is the invitation for me to do things that I know won't give me the result I'm looking for. As much as, and if I was in a better state of mind, I'd be out there, toying with them. But I'm hurting right now, so I can't allow that. And you have to be mindful of that in your own trading, in your own personal life. You're going through stuff, and it's going to happen. You're going to lose someone. You're going to, maybe not have someone, and you are lonely. You want to get with someone. You want to start a relationship, and you're not having any success with it. All those things are perfect invitations for you to go out there and fail. Not right away, but that one thing that you do wrong, and you have a loss in trading, you'll amplify it. You'll nurture it and give it more attention, more of the same rotten fruit. More losses, regret, and this is going to feed itself, and that will push you right into, I can't do this anymore, I got to stop. And that's failure. I don't want that for any of you. You should not, and this is my closing, you should not fear losing. You should not fear going in drawdown. You should not fear blowing out your first account. You should not fear that. Respect that might happen, and that is going to be the instigation for you to follow rules. Developing discipline, keeping your mind in the game about what it is you're doing, not just going out there and just rolling dice to see what happens. Now, I'm reminding you, in these instances, what's going to happen is probably what you don't want to see happen. And the perfect illustration of that is you don't want to see it happen, and you won't accept that it's happened, even though if you're in that trade that you impulsively entered, at some point, many times, you'll have that little warning sign go off. It isn't going to work out for you. And your conscience, which will be your inside voice, your internal voice, will say, you should have never did that. Just close it right now. You're only down a couple $100. Just close it. But you won't. You won't. Because you are hurting, and you want a white knight to come in and save you. And the white knight never fucking shows up. It doesn't. And then one of two things happens. The market stays against you and eventually squeezes you out where you can't even tolerate it anymore. Or you blow out. How are you going to feel about your execution, your decision to take that trade at the time, knowing that you shouldn't have done it? Then even in that trade, you knew you should have got out, but you didn't. Do you see how it easily compounds? These are things that mentors don't talk to you about because they don't have any answer for it. They'll talk about something that's in the left side of the chart. They'll sell that. I'm telling you how to navigate that hard right edge. And most of it is in between your ears. When are you trading? Are you in a good, healthy state of mind? There's nothing wrong with being excited. There's nothing wrong about being positive about the opportunity that's before you today, this trading session, this week. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. But you should not And adrenaline will come by either stress or excitement. If you have nervous anticipation, excitement, before you start trading, you need to stop. You're not focusing. You're at your peak in terms of emotionalism about what you're about to do. Don't take that trade. Especially if it's a live account or if you're at the funded stage. If you have all this nervous excitement about it, immediately go to a demo. And if it wins, you have grown through a period of nervousness and excitement that you cannot trade in that environment. In that state of mind, you should not be trading like that. But if you're wrong, are you going to regret it? No. You're going to reward yourself and say, you know what? That was the smartest shit I've ever done. At the time, I felt like I was going to win that trade. I felt like I was really going to win. I was excited. But because I identified my nervous excitement and I was trembling because I knew I was going to make money. I was going to go in there and make money. I identified that. And someone with more experience, more understanding about how I'm going to fuck myself up doing this, told me, don't do it with that live account. Go to a demo. And then you lost. That's a huge milestone. But none of you are opening yourself up for that. You will never give yourself that learning opportunity about yourself and discovery about yourself, because the trader that is who you are or who you're trying to grow into, that's the barrier that you don't see in front of you. You don't see it. But that's the person that's holding you back, and they're formidable. And if you stoke their fires and encourage them to be much more formidable in terms of keeping you from growing, how do you do that? By allowing emotions into your decision making and chasing image. See, a financially successful trader, the best ones out there, you don't see them. They're not out there showing you what they drive, what they spend, what they dress in. They don't do that. They don't do those things. They're busy living their life, managing themselves. How do you manage yourself? None of you have the right to know what I do with my day-to-day. None of you do. It's never been my goal to ever have that. Because no matter what I show, no matter what I share, I could literally go through the 12 different bank accounts I got. And you'd shit and fall back in it and see what I had. It won't do anything for you. But there'll still be people out there. Oh, he went to an ATM machine and he did a balance inquiry right there. It came right out of the ATM. Oh, it was photoshopped. I'm not gonna entertain these fucking asshats. And you shouldn't do it either. You're never gonna live up to everybody's expectations. So why even start it there? What is your thirst? What is the thing that keeps you going? Why do you want to keep doing this? You want to do something specific. Whatever that is, that needs to be right in front of you every single day. I am learning how to do this so that way I can pay for my college tuition. I can go to this specific Ivy League college and pursue my educational desires. I can quit my job and replace this annual salary at that job with my trading. Notice there's no deadline. That's the other thing that invites failure. You're trying to time your success. You can't. Nobody can time your success. You have no idea that one moment, that one epiphany, where the veil lifts and you finally figure out who the fuck you are. And all the things that you've been holding on to that you think are security blankets and things that are protecting you. When you finally put that stuff down, you realize that's the things that's been holding you back.